Welcome to this week's episode of Trophy Fish Hunter. It's going to be an incredible show. It's mid-May. We're fishing with Captain Bret Alexander on Sturgeon Bay. It's absolutely prime time for big giant smallmouth bass. Stay tuned. Trophy Fish Hunter starts right now.
Good to go.
Nice one, man. that's a great smallmouth. Beautiful fish. Look at that thing. Big old football, pre-spawn smallmouth. Nice fish, Bret. Good job.
Yeah, we'll get that one back. That's a little one for here.
Nice fish. Way to start the day. We've only been fishing about 15 minutes. But there's a lot of smallmouth swimming around in here, and there's some really mega super tankers in here too. That's why we came here. It's kind of a tough place to catch them right now, but there's a lot of big ones in here. So we're gonna stick around here for a little while, see if we can really pick up a good one. But that's a good smallmouth anywhere right there. Man, you got it made up here. You got walleye, you got the smallmouth, you got muskies, you got the ice fishing thing. You want again? Nice. Ooh, that is a good one. Oh, that's a big boy. Holy cow. All right. Nice. Nice. That is a fat chunker, man, and he just choked that thing down. Good job, Mr. Bret. That's a big boy right there.
Believe it or not, Rick, that's actually not even a big one.
It looks good to me, man. That's a good fish right there.
That's an okay one, but we'll catch some bigger ones today.
Wow, that's a big boy.
Yeah, we'll get
They
her
are
back.
pretty fish, aren't they?
Get her back in the water.
All right. Good job, Bret. That looks like a good one right there. They're all good ones in here. Oh, that's a big fish. You sure you don't want the net?
Yeah, why don't you net him?
Okay. Ah, in the net. Nice fish. You are on fire, Mr. Bret. Oh, he choked it down too.
This time of year, it's all how you present the bait.
Yep.
Presenting it the right way, and they're real finicky. It's just getting really dialed in on the presentation.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of moss in here on the bottom.
Yep.
So you got to work it so you stay out of the moss, but you still have to work it super slow. So
right.
This presentation is key, and sometimes it takes a bit and you'll get her down, but right now I'm 3 up on you.
Good job. Nice fish. Look how chunky that thing is.
We'll get her back in the water.
That is a beast.
We're in spot number 2. This spot here, what we're going to be fishing, there's some troughs that go into docks here. And this particular trough right here, a lot of big fish like to hang out. So we're going to just take a quick rip through this trough and see if they're in here. If they're not, we're going to go hit spot number 3. So it's a lot of running and gunning, and that's what we're going to do today. A lot of moving around. May even put the boat on the trailer and go hit a different area. But right now we're right in Sturgeon Bay area, fishing Little Sturgeon, Riley's Bay, and Sand Bay areas.
All right, we're going to spot number 3. Spot number 2, we saw some fish, but nothing happened. We're looking for that little tiny half-degree water change. It doesn't take much. This time of year, that's where the fish will be. So we're just gonna run and gun until we find a big pod. and it'll be game on. There's one. There's one. Yep. Yeah, he's a little guy. All right, I'm just gonna pop him in. All right. Nice little smallmouth. On the board. Let's get her back. That's a solid 4-pound fish right there. Oh man, nice job, Bret. Moving out deeper was the ticket.
Yeah, we went shallow at first, and they're not in the shallows, they're out deep.
Good solid
about
fish.
6-7 feet of water.
Nice. You're putting on a clinic, Bret. Good fish.
Still gotta find them great big ones. That's what I'm looking for.
All right.
Basically today what we're using is called a Ned rig. Just a small jig head, 1/8 ounce jig with the Ned rig. And we're just casting it out and just twitching it on the bottom. I think it's a goby. So a lot of what I throw up here with plastics imitates the gobies, because these fish, probably 90% of their diets is eating gobies in Sturgeon Bay. Got a belly on it, short and thick. Get her back in, a little one. Well, this spot's looking pretty good. We just rolled in here, Rick, now, and I've seen a number of fish in here. So we'll work this over pretty good for a while. Looks like they're rolling in here, just starting to make their beds. I see a few fish.
Yep.
Cruising, making beds right now. So
There's one.
it's like a good one.
It's a good one. Yeah. Captain Bret found the spot, man. There's a lot of fish around where we're at right now. Awesome. Here we go. Ah, there we go. Big old chunker.
Now look at how light yellow she is. You can tell she's been laying in the sand for quite a while. They'll take on that light color when in the sand.
Yep, you're right.
And then they get dark when they're in the rocks.
Absolutely. There we go. Let her go. There she goes. It's a very cool fishery up here. Lots of big old fish. We've been seeing fish all day, and that's a dink compared to some of the fish that are swimming around in here. So my guess is before the day's over, we're going to hook up with something really, really massive. That thing's pulling hard. Yeah, he did not like that one bit. Alright, here we go. On to Papa. tracking them pretty well in here. Another smallie.
There's one.
Size?
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Oh yeah.
Net?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, we need to bet on this one. This one's over 4.
Oh yeah. Holy moly. I'll let you bring them in. There we go. Getting pretty fast and furious in here right now. Nice fish, Bret. Look how fat that thing is.
Yeah, it's a good chunker. What's going on right now is we've got a trough here. These fish are piling in here, the water warming up, the sun's shining. You'll see this a lot up in Sturgeon Bay. They like to funnel in these troughs and stack up, so fishing troughs today.
There he is. Right on the stop again. It's like quick, and then bang. Double header. Doubled up.
Little buck.
There's mine. Let me let this fish go, and then I want to show you what we're doing here, which is actually kind of cool. So what we did, we were getting a lot of moss. This area over here is really fairly shallow and very rocky, but it's got a ton of green moss on it. It's really hard to get a bait through without picking up weeds. So what we did is we took a Kitana hook, just tied the hook on, wacky rigged a Ned rig plastic, and right above the leader put about an 1/8 of an ounce split shot on. So all we're doing is we're just hopping this along, and the nice thing is the split shot, if anything's going to pick up weeds, it's going to be the split shot. This bait's following along, and bang, it's a lot more effective because we're keeping the bait clean. So let's get back at it. Let's see if we can find one of those big mamas that are in here, because we're seeing some big fish in here. There's 5 and 6 pound fish in here. Just a matter of if we can hook one up. Fish. I just felt that clunk. Definitely don't want the net out, because just all we're going to do, there's a lot of boats around here. Bring the net out, we're going to bring a lot of activity. Another double header, huh? All right, this is really picking up here. Here we go. Let's see what we got here, Bret. Got bookends again. Definitely the same size class fish are hanging together, there's no doubt about that. But you're right about the color too, look how light they are.
Yeah, they're all light laying in the sand in here.
Yep. Alright. Back at it. Hooked up. Good one? Good. That's a big fish. That's a 5 pounder right there, man. That's a good one. That's a big one right there. That fish is what, 19.5 inches long?
Yeah, about 19.
That's
Probably 4 3/4.
That's a good one. That's the kind of fish Trophy Fish Hunter's all about right there. We're going to get a couple more just like that.
I'll tell you, Rick, one thing that's nice about Door County is our crystal clear water, and you'll see me a lot of times. I won't even fish. I'll just cruise and use my eyes to find them.
Yep.
So I'll eliminate a bunch of dead water where there's no fish and just keep flying until we find them, then fish that stretch. And as soon as they slow down, I'll fire up the bow mount and cruise again and just find another batch of fish. That's kind of what we're doing right now, is we're just working these areas real fast, and I'm using my eyes to see if they're in here, and if they're not, we're just going to fly through them.
Yep, that's very efficient coverage of water. We're hitting these little depressions, and when we find these depressions, just a 1 foot or so increase in depth, that's where the fish seem to be. And it's really amazing. But there's a lot of fish in this flats area here, an awful lot. And the key is just wading through some of the smaller males and getting to the big females. You want the net?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Which way are you going, Bret?
There he is on the other side.
Bring him around my side. Okay.
No, not him on this side.
Okay. I got him the next go around. It is a big one.
Nice job. Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
That's a good one right there. That was a long dry spell. And then that big tanker. Beautiful. I think that fish picked up your bait and came at you.
Wow. Big fat gut on there.
That is a big one.
Look at the gut on that thing.
Oh, I love it, man. That's a giant fish.
We'll get that one back in the water.
Yeah, let's get her back in the water. Let's go get another one. Here we go. We got to hook up. Ooh, it's a good one. Oh, and it just came out of the water. It's pulling hard. Oh, it's going to come out again.
Yeah, that's a solid fish.
It's a good one. It's a good one. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, it goes right into the net. That's a good way.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, that's a good fish.
That's a stud.
Good net job. Thank you, fish, for jumping in the net.
We barely had her hook right on the edge.
Yep. Yeah, we've had a couple get off that were good ones.
Here you go, bud.
Thank you. Oh, that's a good one right there.
Hold it up.
That's a fat one right there. Look at that. That's a big boy. Fantastic. This is what trophy fish hunter is all about right there. That's a trophy smallmouth bass. Beautiful fish. Let's get her back in the water. See if we get another one.
It's blowing up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a
that
big one.
is a big boy. Oh, that's a tanker. That is a super tanker. As soon as you come around, I'm gonna net it. Got it.
Oh, yeah.
That's a super tanker.
That's the one we wanted right there, baby.
That fish, that's got to be a 6 pound
Oh,
fish.
she's 6 all day long.
Nice work.
Oh, that is a
tanker. Bret, every time we come up and fish together, it seems like we catch these giant fish. I love coming up here fishing with you. This is an incredible fishery. Giant walleyes, giant smallmouth. We saw a 51 or 52 inch muskie swimming around before. Got some cool underwater footage of it. That's a monster.
Well, let's get her back in the water so she can lay her babies.
Absolutely.
There he is. Rick.
All right, nice. Net?
Oh yeah, this is a big fish. Yeah, she's solid. Ooh, yeah, she just stopped me.
You gotta like that feeling. All right, I got the net.
Oh,
Bret, you've been on
she's
fire.
jumping way back.
Oh yeah, look at that. You got a bunch of weeds on your
Right
line.
in the mossy rocks.
Want to come down here in a net?
Underneath the boat. Oh,
There it
God,
is.
that's a giant.
That's another big one. Dude,
That's a pig.
that's another big one. That's like the fourth or fifth really, really big fish. That is a beast. Bret, it's been fun being your net boy all day. I'll tell you, you put on a clinic with these. That's a big fish. I don't know, you said you're fishing a tournament. I mean, if you took our five biggest fish, I mean.
Yeah, I would say we got 25 pounds at least today.
Yeah, it's a good number for sure. That's a big one right there.
Yeah, this fish is probably 5.5 pounds.
And it's by no means the biggest fish that got caught today. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Trophy Fish Hunter. I don't know where we're going to be next week, but I promise you one thing, we're going to be going after big North American game fish like this beautiful smallie. Let's let her go and lay her eggs and catch some more.